Hi, this session I want to talk to you about the 5 characteristics of projects, or 5 project characteristics if you like. There are 5 key elements that hang around projects that define them, and it's very useful to understand exactly what they mean and what they are, or what they mean first of all. So let's look at the first one. The first one is all projects are unique. Right? No one project is the same as another. No one project is the same. This is very important to understand. It doesn't matter what circumstance you are, I've got the same team, I'm doing the same rollout. The time frame is always going to be different. Okay? And that's the first thing. Because people run projects and they have a different sort of mentality and a different approach to things depending on, their own particular circumstances. They may be closer to leaving, all sorts of things can happen. Also, you're doing different departments, you might be impacting on different parts of the organization. So each project is always unique. It's always different in some form or another. Small, sometimes very big. The second with projects is they are temporary, right? Temporary. So they do have a start, and they need to be an obvious start to a project, and they have a finish. We need to shut down the project to say we've completed all the work from a project perspective, from a project, budget time frame, etc. point of view, so people can go back to their normal occupations within the organization that they've come from, or into onto another project. So they're always temporary. They should start and they should finish. We'll look at these in a different session on how we control the life cycle of a project, so we know that's happened. Because often projects don't tend to do that for some reason, right? The third thing is they are about change, right? Now this has 2 points really. One is that they are impacting or affecting change on a part of an organization, affecting change, right? And another part of it is that they are subject to change within the project itself. So they're subject to change within the project. Change of scope, change of personnel within, right? And this is quite important to understand. So change has 2 areas, affecting the change we're delivering, but from a project perspective, it's about change within it, within the change of scope, personnel, whatever it happens to be, even the change of vision that might be happening, right? The fourth element, linked to some of these above, is the cross-functional side of things, cross-functional. And what we mean by that is that the personnel coming onto your project come from different areas within your organization and with other organizations. In a separate session, we'll look at the relationship between operations and project environments, right? And understand how and where these different people come from. So, like matrix systems, for instance, matrix working, other organizations, other orgs for resources, etc. Okay? So it's always important to remember that. Cross-functional within your own particular organization and with others. So you might be working on a particular project that some of the developers from a software point of view or a graphics point of view, maybe within a different department in your company. The people who are putting all the hardware network frames together may come from a completely different organization altogether, right? So it's that relationship that's very important to understand. And the final one, of course, important, is all projects have an amount of uncertainty, right? And some of that's revolved around risk. We're uncertain about the solution. We're uncertain on how the project's going to evolve as we go through. Because the word project is exactly that. We're projecting into the future, right? We're projecting what we expect the project to run like and deliver at the end of it. But that can get impacted by various things like risk of change of personnel, a risk of the change of scope, a change within the organization. There are certain risks about the type of solution we're looking for, the sensitivity, the particular area we're working in. We'll look at risk and appetite, etc., and a whole pile of other things around risk in a separate session as well. So these are the 5 main characteristics. Unique, they're temporary, they're about change, they're cross-functional, and they have an amount of uncertainty about them. And these things we need to remember as we go through projects.